It's the Dombos. We're the Dombos. Meet the Dombos.
It's the Kuuza Dombos.
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome.
Still trying to sing.
Yeah,
I tried to tell him no, but it's not
we're
working.
getting there.
Yeah.
Step by step. Block by block, brick by brick.
Yeah. But the vocal cords are still not, they're not connecting.
That's fine.
But anyway.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So we're in 2025 now.
Yes, we
Time has
are.
gone fast.
It
I
has.
remember
Last
the
year went
beginning.
really quick.
Literally, it was fast. It was
Yeah,
quick. It
too
was
quick for my
twat.
liking.
It was quick.
That's exactly what it sounded like. Yeah.
Exactly.
So today we just want to go through 5 things that we learned
Yeah.
in 2024 and that we're going to take with us in 2025 because it can't run. We're not going to do the same things that we did
it has
last
to be
year
different.
because, didn't work out.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's just gonna be us going through. I'll go through 2 things that I learned. He'll go through 2 things that he learned, and then, as a whole, what we learned as a
Yes.
couple
Yes.
in 2024. So yeah,
So I'll begin. 2024.
interesting year.
But the one thing I learned was count the cost. By that, it's making decisions based on kind of where you are, and if you're gonna call it financially, it's living by your means.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing I learned. And kind of, it's not everywhere that I should be.
Yeah.
You know, it's not everywhere. Like if you're inviting me to a birthday party and I don't have the money in my account,
Me nah go.
as the Caribbeans will say,
I don't even think they say it like that. I've
how
been
do they
here
say
for
it?
too long.
How
guys.
do they say it?
I don't know.
Me won't go.
Oh dear.
Me won't go.
Yeah.
At this end, that's what they say in short. All the Shona people are gonna be like, yeah.
That's not how you
that's
say
what
it,
they
mate.
You know. But yeah,
We're just both terrible. at it.
we're trying.
Yeah.
But to be honest, yes, counting the cost, knowing that, okay, and planning and counting to know that, okay, you've asked me to be here, can I do it? Now I'm married, and we both have to come to an agreement that, yes, we can go ahead.
Yeah.
And is my bank account allowing me? Because I've had so many things where you say yes and you're like, yeah, I'm coming, and you get there. Then by the time you come back, you're in the minuses, the overdrafts, you know.
And then you're spending time, months trying to catch up
Exactly.
from an event that you could have just said no to.
Exactly.
You're bending over backwards for things that you don't need to.
Yeah, pause. But, but yeah. Yeah, so that's one thing I learned. I could say a lot more, but I don't want to. I have a habit of kind of sidetracking. But yeah, that's the number one thing. What about you, babe?
Yeah, so my first lesson would be, I wish that I had mentally prepared myself for the unexpected things. And obviously, that kind of, when you say it like that, it doesn't make sense because how can you prepare yourself for something that you don't know is going to happen? But you kind of can. Like, you might not know exactly what's going to happen, but in life, things pop up. And I feel like in 2024, I was just cruising, like mentally cruising through the year, not kind of thinking ahead, like, okay, something big or something might happen that I'm not prepared for. And yeah, now when those things happened, it kind of set me back big time because mentally, I didn't even think it was a possibility for anything to happen, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so I think this year, I've already started, like, in my head, making plans that, okay, as a married couple, big things might happen financially, in our relationship, external things might pop up, and just preparing my mind for, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to prepare now for those times so that I'm not sending myself into a terrible mental space because I'm unprepared?
Yeah, that's a good lesson. Yeah.
Thanks.
No worries.
What's your next lesson?
My next is, you know when Nike has that statement that says, "Just do it."
I think it's that. Yeah, just.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It is. I think so. But that's one thing. That's another thing I've learned is to just do what I need to do. You know, many times it's the fear of the unknown that stops you from doing what you know you should do. You know, and by that it then kind of just stifles you. And then by the end of the year, you're like, yeah, what have I really done?
Yeah.
And then you look over the goals that you've written at the beginning of the year, and you're like, why did I not do any of this? You know what I mean? And that's the lesson I learned. Like this year, it's just do it. You know, I don't care what people say. I don't care what others are doing. If I know I should do this thing, I'm gonna do it. And if I fail, I'm gonna fail. As a motivational speaker says, fail forward. You know, and that for me is just like fail, but while you're always looking ahead, because failure is just a lesson that's learned that you can take on to the next stage of life. So yeah, there have been moments where I just didn't do what I needed to do.
Me too.
Yeah, whether it's the gifts God's given me, whatever God has told me to do, I just need to do it. I'm not saying, I have to put this, I'm not saying just be rebellious, you know, and just do whatever. For me, it's the things that God has said, for I do this, do that, do this. Those are the things that I'm talking about. The things, the conviction that's inward.
Yeah.
And I'm letting the external factors kind of override what the conviction that's in there that God has put. But yeah.
Yeah. As our mentors would say, get on with it.
Okay.
That's what we need to do. Is get on with it.
Just
Because
get on
guys,
with it.
we had a little marriage meeting yesterday, and we scrolled down to, it was the 6th. What was it? It was 3 months ago.
3 months
We made a plan of what I was going to do personally, what he was going to do personally. This guy scrolled to my list of things that I said I would go
like I
and
did
do.
that on purpose.
I feel like he did. He scrolled and he kept scrolling. The list was long, guys, and none of those things I had ticked off. Like maybe one, but I told him to scroll back up because I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Guys,
It
we
was-
have
it
to.
was- It was tough.
Yeah, this year is the year of just getting on with it, because
Just get on with it.
yeah,
Just do. Just
you don't want to regret by the end of, you're now in 2026 and you're like, I didn't do what I needed to do. At that point, it's your fault.
That's true. The thing,
Yeah.
the weird thing about it is you can't expect to move forward if you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So you doing something is actually a movement that you're causing.
Might not even be a big
Ex-
thing.
I was about
Like
to
you
say,
don't have to.
yes.
I think this is a lesson for me. So I'm speaking to myself as well as you guys. You don't. If you have a big goal, you don't have to actually break it down a bit. Just break it down. Like look at that big goal and be like, okay, what's the first thing that I could do?
Yeah.
And then just do that. And then you'll kind of want to do the next thing, and then the next thing, and then by 6 months the goal's ticked off. I never thought about it like that. I'd always get overwhelmed by the fact that, oh my gosh, I said I would do this thing. This thing is big. This thing seems like it's going to take a lot of energy out of me, and I cannot be bothered. So I didn't do it. But that's called laziness.
It kind of is.
It is.
Yeah.
So 2025,
No laziness.
no laziness.
We're active.
Trying to be, guys, hold me accountable, because
Yeah.
I say this every year.
Every year. Do you know what?
I say this every
we
year.
both say it every year, and that's why the lesson is just do. Because
Yeah.
it's like,
At this point, it's
just
yeah.
do it. What's stopping you from doing what you were called to do? And people will always talk.
Yeah,
Opinions will always be there. That doesn't mean don't seek advice.
yeah, definitely.
Because in a
That's-
multitude of great counsel, there's guidance, there's safety.
Mm-hmm.
But additionally, don't follow the opinions of people who don't even know who you are.
yeah,
Just follow what God said, who knows who you are, because
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that created you. So that's why it's just do. Just get on with it. Go. You know, go.
God. Why you say it like that?
But yeah, That's my lesson that I've learned to take to 2025.
So my final lesson from 2024 going into 2025 is being introspective is very key. And the thing is, I've always been someone that is quite introspective. Like I like to sit down with my thoughts, write it down, kind of, self-evaluate, make sure I'm doing things correct, whatnot. But last year, I did a few things that it just showed that I wasn't doing that enough. And that led to, well, especially last year, that led to me falling into, how do I word it? My desperation for certain things kind of overrode, is that the right term? Overrode my sound judgment, sound decision making.
Say that again, sorry.
I forgot what I said.
Your desperation.
My desperation overrode
your sound judgment.
my ability to make sound judgments and
that's
decisions.
some bars.
Period, poo. Anyways.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I said what I said. But anyway. Yeah, no, seriously. I think, and the reason that happened is because I wasn't being introspective enough. I was taking decisions and just making them quickly. I wasn't sitting down with my thoughts and be like, okay, is this the right thing to do for this time? Am I going into this too quickly? I'll give an example because we've kind of gotten over it now. So I'll give an example. We are currently living in Wales. So before moving to Wales, we moved for a few reasons, but one of the reasons was I'm going back to university. So I wanted to be ahead of it. I was like, you know what, let's get things done quickly. They've already accepted me into uni by, it was like
December time?
Last
December
year, 2023. I already knew I was getting in. It wasn't December.
No, it wasn't December then. February.
I think it was February, something like that, of last year.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. Let's find a place to live. Because if it was by myself, I wouldn't have done it so quickly. But because I'm moving with somebody else, like I want us to be stable. I want us to be good. So I was like, let's do it quick. Let's find a place quickly. We looked online. What was it? Gumtree, whatever. We looked online. We found a place. We came to view the place. The guy was saying, yeah, this is cool. Everything sounded perfect. Perfect. We're like, yeah, this is great. I mean, the place wasn't like, brilliant, but student accommodation. I mean, not like private, how do I word it? It's like a house. It was a house, flat situation. It wasn't like hella cute. But it was good enough for us for that year.
Nice.
So we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get on with it. So we paid the deposit and everything. And then the lease comes. And we read the lease and we're like, that's not what they told us. So the guy had promised that the rent dates would line up with my student loan dates. He promised, but it was verbal. See, if I wasn't desperate, I would have got it in writing because you always get things in writing.
Yeah.
Get things in writing, guys. But I didn't. I just trusted the guy because he seemed nice. But now, in the lease, the dates were completely off. So we now sign it, because it was already signed before the actual details got sent.
Yeah.
We already paid everything. And then they sent the dates and it was like, wait, that's not, we can't go back now, basically. We've given them money, we've signed it, now they're telling us the dates are different. So yeah, we got into a very tough few months where we couldn't find the money because we had to just keep with the dates that they gave us. So we had to find money for the next 3 months, basically. And we weren't even moved in yet. Like, we hadn't moved yet. But the lease started earlier than we wanted to move. So we had to find money for them because we'd signed it. But we couldn't because we were working. I was in college and working very, very part-time. So I didn't have that much money. He was working full-time, but it wasn't that much to pay rent where we were already living and then also try to pay rent somewhere else. So, yeah. Our desperation led us to making some really stupid decisions, not doing things the correct way. Plus, Normally, I'm the queen of reading reviews, like all of the reviews. I didn't even read the reviews for this letting agent before doing any of this. Again, desperation. So, yeah, I think this year, the lesson is to think before you do. Be introspective. Don't be desperate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lesson indeed.
Yeah.
And people might be thinking, how did we get out of it? Because we're in a different place.
It was only God.
We prayed.
It was only
We
God.
prayed.
Because I don't know
we
how.
prayed, you know, with the family, we prayed about it, and
A lot of prayer, guys.
and God,
crying. A lot of
a
tears.
lot of tears, prayer.
tears.
I remember we did like a 7-day prayer.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Was it not fasting as well?
No.
But we did fast at one point.
Yeah,
I
we
think, or
fasted
maybe
at
I
one
did.
point.
I don't know.
We fasted at one point, not the full
Yeah.
7 days, but yeah, and through that 7-day prayer, God gave us a breakthrough in the last moment.
The last moment.
So God is good.
All the time. And all the time.
And all the time, how did I forget?
Yes.
My mind went blank, you
Wow.
know.
I just saw you
I was like,
You just
no, say it. Whoa. And all the time, God is good. But, but yeah, so it kind of, God helped us through it. But yeah, that's a really good lesson.
Yeah. So that's my lesson.
It's a really good lesson, but when you're in it,
It doesn't
not
feel
fun.
good at all. So that's why I'm trying not to get back into that situation ever again.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that ever again. I was the one. Well, you probably cried too. But guys, I have never. Guys, I was rolling on the floor in tears, and this is not me being dramatic.
Wait, when were you rolling on the floor?
You were at work.
See, I'm just hearing this.
You were
so
at
you
work.
were busy rolling on the floor. I'm
I was
busy
rolling
trying
on
to.
the floor. We used to live in York, right? That day I didn't have work. I didn't have college. Yeah, it was the day I didn't have work or college, and everything just hit me like a wrecking ball. I know that's such an old reference, but it's okay. Everything just hit me, and I was like, "What we're gonna do?" I think I'd gone to the bank that day. That was the day I went to the bank because we were trying to figure out, okay, maybe we can get a loan. Found out you can't get a loan because I don't earn enough to get a loan.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think everything just hit me, and I said, God, what do we do? I fell to the ground and I started rolling and crying.
Wow.
You know, like when you see in church.
Yeah.
I was the auntie in church, the ones that
That just roll out everywhere.
that was me.
Hey.
Never thought I'd do that. I've never done it again. I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but yeah.
Imagine opening the door and seeing someone rolling.
No, I knew you weren't coming at that point. You were working late that day.
I was like, hey.
Yeah.
So, see, it's the guys. This is what happens. You never know what your wife is doing. You know, you're out here getting the money, getting the...
You never know. That's probably why the God came through for
maybe
us.
God,
My
yeah.
rolling helped.
The tears
And the
are very
rolling.
helpful, and the rolling.
exactly.
Action. That's you.
Just do it.
Just
So I did it. I rolled.
I've done. But yeah, that's a good lesson to
Yeah.
take into 2025.
Yeah. So now, finally, our fifth lesson is our joint lesson, like what we've kind of learned together
As a married
this
couple.
year as a married couple. I mean, we already knew this, but I think sometimes these things just get solidified, and it was solidified last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you want to say it?
Yes, is to just be on the same page.
And making sure that you're both on the same
On
page.
the same page, yeah. I think by that it's not because there's things that I will disagree with her on. There's things that she would disagree with me on. So it doesn't mean don't have any disagreements.
No.
But at least be on the same page.
Yeah,
You can still disagree and be on the same page.
definitely.
You know, and that's one thing we kind of realized that when you're so close to each other, because we're best friends, you just assume that you know what I'm thinking, you know what I want to do with whatever we planned. I might be thinking, right, let's go here, and I'm just assuming that my wife here wants to do the same thing. But it's always good to have a conversation to be like, right, this is our plan, what we're doing, this is okay.
Yeah.
So when we go out there, we're on the same, we're unified.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're in unity. So that's the lesson, what we do.
Yeah, because I feel like it kind of prevents, you know, when you now come back from maybe let's say you said, yeah, we're gonna go somewhere, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I just
Yeah.
follow along anyway, but I'm not really in agreement.
Yeah.
But then we come back and now it's tense, or now it's, I'm like, I knew we should have been there.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. But if we had been on the same page prior to making said decision, that wouldn't have been the case afterwards.
Yeah.
And this could be for anything. It could be for where you're going, decisions about the marriage, financial decisions, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Just making sure that you check with the other person, because like you said, we're besties. So sometimes even me, I'm thinking, we're on the same page,
Yeah.
but there might be slight differences in what page he's on. I might be on page 22, he's on page 23. So it's not far off, but it's still different pages. So we need to check that we're unified at all times.
Yeah, and I think it goes into what we did a video on this on our Wednesday walks with the Dombos, is having marriage meetings
Very
and
important.
talking about each thing. And it's one thing that we're implementing and continuously trying to prioritize and consistently do it, because it helps. Because in that meeting, you're now kind of saying this. It's actually a safe space. It's a safe space. Last time I got mad because she spoke about the way I eat food, and I just got angry. But that's what it brings sometimes.
You said it was a safe space.
You get angry sometimes, but you don't react because it's a safe space. We listen and we do not judge, basically.
Yes, period.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But when you're having these conversations, things pop up, things come up, and then you kind of talk it out, and you're like, okay, we kind of balance everything out. You didn't want to go there. How come? Is it something emotionally? Because sometimes I never want to put my wife in a place where it disturbs her emotions,
Because it's going to affect you.
It's going to affect me either. Or is it something that we have to be there? So it's not something that we can say no to at the moment. There's many different factors.
Sometimes even, especially like we said, we're a Christian couple. So sometimes you're not going to be on the same spiritual level as your partner at all times, which means that sometimes I might be in a stage of my life or a season of my life where I'm not talking to God as much, vice versa. Sometimes when we're making decisions as individuals and we're not checking that, okay, are we on the same page? Sometimes we're going to be missing what God's saying, because say I'm not in a good space spiritually, I'm not speaking to God as much, I'm not hearing from God, but He is, and I'm making a decision, and I'm like, we're on the same page, but I didn't check with Him, and He follows along anyway, or I force Him, I don't know, and then little did I know, God was actually saying, no, this is not something you should be doing, but I'm not going to listen because I'm not there. However, if I had just simply gone to check, are we on the same page with this? I would have known that, okay, God's trying to speak to us as a couple through Him. He might not be saying it to me because I'm not speaking to Him. So
you're not going to understand.
Exactly.
Do you know what? You just brought a point there, like, that I want to add, is that being on the same page without God being on that page too is destructive.
Yeah.
So for us, it's kind of let it all align with what God says, what the Word of God says, and what God wants us to do. And that's one thing that we're trying to be better at. It's kind of like, let's go here. But it's like, wait, where does God want us to be?
Are we supposed to be there?
We want to be so God dependent. Where we're just depending on Him for everything. Everything we do, we depend, and where we go has to be where God wants us to be. There was a few months ago, I'd been asked to do something, and I was like, I can't make it, and I felt God saying, not this one. But on the same time it was happening, God bought something. The same day, God bought something greater for me to be at. And it was just like, wait, so if I'd gone to where I was asked to go at that time, and followed what I wanted to do, I would have missed out on this. So sometimes it's when I say sometimes, all the time, it's important and imperative to actually hear from what God is saying. And when we're talking, those are things we have to do and kind of just be like, okay, yes, we know we don't want to go there, but what's God saying?
Yeah.
God's saying be there. So
We gotta be there.
let's go there, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to add that because
That's a good
that's a
addition.
good point there.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, that's our lessons, our 5 lessons.
5.
I hope that it helped. Maybe you guys can take these lessons too into 2025 or tweak it a little bit. But yeah, that's something we're gonna try and do in this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully the year works a little bit more smoother than last year did. Because we're taking these things on board and we're actually trying to implement them now
Yes.
into our daily lives. But yeah, what are your guys' lessons?
let
What
us
are the
know.
things that you learned from last year that you're taking into 2025 with you so that we can also maybe take them too? Because we all need a bit of help. You know, everybody needs some help.
We need to know lessons and we have to learn and learn and learn and learn and learn and grow and evolve and adapt.
What he said.
Yeah. But thank you.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
Please like, subscribe,
Comment.
share,
Yeah.
all the things.
We're new to this, so
We're new,
we don't know.
we're
what's
still
in
trying
it.
to figure things out. You know.
Just do the things that the
usual.
YouTube people
Yeah.
be asking you to do.
You know, they'll be like, follow our channel down below. But
We're not
there yet.
So
But you're on the journey with us. So we'll
Yeah.
see where we are at the end of this year.
yeah.
Cool. Right.
Bye.
Peace. Why does my voice always go high pitch?
I don't know. High peach. High peach. High peach.
Wow.
High peach. You know what? It's okay.
The Dombos, Dombos, the Dombos, the Dombos. It's the Dombos, with the Dombos, meet the Dombos.
Is the Kuuza Dombos.